guys, Luke here from Students of History with another unit preview of the World History curriculum. This time we're looking at the Age of Encounter. It's also known as the Age of Discovery or the Age of Exploration, lots of different terms, but it's that period when European explorers, whether it's Cabot or Columbus or da Gama, were out there in their caravels and ships exploring the world and interacting with various indigenous communities across the globe, often for the first time. This unit is broken down into 10 days here. This is based off of a block schedule. So if you teach daily classes of, let's say, 45 minutes or so, you might break this up into 20 class periods, which could be about a month or so, depending on how you're pacing and how it works out with you. These lessons are all editable though, or you can just go with them exactly as they're paced out for a stress-free unit of everything done for you. It starts out with day one of some of those early explorers, some of the early European explorers, and students are making maps, tracing their routes of where they're from, who financed the voyage and where they went to, and then the impact that had, which was often devastating on the indigenous communities in the Caribbean or South America, Central America especially. Day two is this really engaging magic portrait video lesson where these explorers come alive in your classroom. They're laughing and yawning and looking around the room with these moving magic portraits. And students learn about the explorers first, and then they go around the room and take notes on some of the routes of them as well. And then there's a dinner party activity where students have to sit the explorers around the dinner table so that they're next to someone that they have something in common with, so they have something to talk about. And this is a really higher level critical thinking activity, so students can make connections between different explorers from different time periods, whether it's who financed the voyage, where did they go, what was the reason for exploration, etc. Just making those connections there. Day three is a project, again, based off of some of these explorers. It's a really great project where they're making a travel brochure about either the places they visited or where they're from or why others might want to take that voyage. Day four looks at the Columbian Exchange, the worldwide exchange of goods after the New World and the Old World really were connected for the first time. There's an awesome activity in this one where kids have to identify objects as either New World or Old World. And then they are making lunch menus for, let's say, your high school or middle school, where they can only use objects and food and goods from the Old World or the New World, and kids get to be really creative with some of the menus they make. In that one, day five, we're looking at the devastating impact of the Conquistadors like Hernan Cortez or Pizarro. We have a primary source that kids can read and analyze about some of the atrocities that these conquistadors committed in their search for gold and power. Day six is a great primary source analysis project that's either done in groups or it can be done at stations as well, where kids are learning about mercantilism and how some of these European countries really sought a favorable balance of trade and what that meant and how they really sought to bring gold and silver into their country and how that balance of trade where they're always bringing more money in than they are buying. Day seven is a lesson specifically on the devastating Atlantic slave trade. There's some sources based off of the Middle Passage. There's some first-hand accounts, either primary source readings or there's also some audio recordings of Lola Equinaldo, who documented his journey along the Middle Passage and had a biography of that described in horrifying detail what so many captured enslaved Africans went through. Day eight, we look at exploration's effect on Asia, and specifically how some civilizations in Asia pushed back against these explorers. We have looking at China and Japan specifically, who tried to isolate themselves and the impact that had. We're going to spend a day reviewing. On day 9, there's an awesome, thorough unit guide packet with a timeline, with maps, with images to analyze, a short reading, and vocabulary activities. There's also review games, Quizlet, GimKit, quizzes, lots of review games, review videos, all to get you ready for the test on day 10. That test is editable. It's a Word doc, so you can make some changes if you need to. There's also a Google Forms version of the test, so kids can take it online and get their grade immediately. We have all the digital resources also all in one place here. So in case you just really want the digital materials quickly and easily, you have kids, let's say, learning online. You have all the videos right here in one place, so you can get the video lessons. You have the digital notebook updated right there. You have a Google Doc of the unit packet there. You have a ton of Google Doc activities of the projects and the dinner parties and the primary sources there as well. And then you also have reading activities, review games, and the online assessment is there as well. All these are also linked in the lesson plans themselves. So as you're going through the lessons, you have either the print version if you want the printed one, or you have the digital resource there as well. Both options which both can work for you depending on what you need. It's an awesome unit. It's engaging, it's interactive, it has students thinking critically, it has them really analyzing primary sources and secondary sources, thinking like a historian, etc. It's perfect for your middle school or high school world history students. I think it'll be a great one for you. If you have any questions about this unit or any of the others, please don't hesitate to ask, and I'm happy to help you out. Thanks.